Hi guys, the video you're about to watch was a fishing session at Bond Lake. The carp here are incredibly powerful. They're larger fish than I've had out the ponds, and it was a great day, but not without its disasters. It's a crazy video, full of action, full of fish, wildlife, so I hope you enjoy, and thanks a lot for viewing. Well, one thing you'll find with Burial Lake, you are never alone. There are hundreds of geese here. They're quite amusing sometimes, and when they start making a racket, they go on all day long. Anyway, let me show you the first setup. It's very, very basic. Nothing complicated about this. Now, I brought this carp rod yesterday, and it's a Fladden Eco Carp 360. I'm not getting any promotions or anything like that for showing it to you. It's simply a rod I brought yesterday, relatively inexpensive. I think it was only about £25. It's quite a heavy rod. And for this water, it's a very large rod, and it's a bit of a bit of a beast. It's a 2.5 pound test curve. Most of the carp in here, on average, are about 4 or 5 pounds, which is great fun, don't get me wrong, but there are a few low double figure carp in here as well, and we'll see if we can get one of those or couple of those today on here. The setup, guys, is very, very straightforward. So let's just make sure you're seeing this all right. One lid on a changeable swivel, and I've got one shot, which is a AAA down here, just to keep it away from the hook. I'm not going to put any other shots by the hook, nothing here, because the weight of the meat will keep that down, and when the carp take here, they just generally rip your line off and away it goes. So I've got a size 4 barbless hook, Drennan. Can't go wrong with Drennan, really good hooks. 10 pound breakage strain line, and first time today as well, I'm using the Mitchell MX1 FS 5500. This is a little bait runner reel, which you do really need here, because if you haven't got one, if you don't keep your eye on the rod, it'll go. The rod will be ripped off the rest and you could lose it. So the bait runner reel basically frees the spool like that. So it's nice and so the spool is nice and free, and when you turn the reel handle, it engages the clutch and locks the reel, and you can play the fish. You've got a rear drag on here and a nice clutch at the front, 2 ball bearings, and that's the carp setup. Nothing complex, but I just want to try this rod out a few carp, see how it handles before I will be using it for big pike fishing on the Thames later on this year. So watch out for that, guys, won't you? If you're new, welcome to the channel. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and like button. So I'm going to put a piece of meat on here, lob this out. I'm just going to put it down right in the margins in front of these reeds. Just stick it down there and leave it. And I'm going to set the float rod up next, and I'll show you what I'm going to do with that. Okay, got loads of bait. Got an overkill with bait. I've got maggots, got roach ground bait, got halibut bait. My little box full of goodies there. Right, let's lob this out, and then I'll get straight back to you. Oh, I'm going to love these geese today. I bet they didn't half taste nice. Oh, sorry, what did I say? Shouldn't say things like that, should I? I'll be right back. Fairly hard then I'll use that in deeper water, so when it drops down it'll start to break up. When it hits the bottom, will explode and spread out. But because this water is quite shallow, I don't want the ground bait to be too hard, so I've made it what I call softish. It'll go in as a ball, but when it hits the bottom it'll break up straight away, leaving a cloud. There's supposed to be, I think there's a few nice roach and definitely some nice rudd in here. It'd be nice to get some of those out. I did have a tug on the carp rod, but unfortunately when it dropped the bait, but I think it's because I got snagged up, so I lost my hook and weight. Anyway, that's fishing, that's the way it goes sometimes. So let's get this float out and see what we can get. It's a bit tricky at the moment though, because although the sunshine is nice, there's not much breeze on the water to give you any sort of surface cover. And that sun is quite hot. I'm hoping there are some clouds behind me, hoping it goes behind those. Although it's a lovely day, it's not actually the best conditions. Personally, I'd rather it be overcast, but can't do anything about the weather. So let's crack on, see what we can do. A couple next to me just had a nice common out, about £6. Nice condition fish, actually, really nice. Anyway, let's get on with it. Hooray! A fish at last. After losing one carp, that's all I've lost. I haven't caught any fish, just lost a carp. And this was on maggots instead of meat. But I'm getting bites now, so I might be able to hopefully save the day. This is a really nice roach. A cracking fish this is. So it looks like meat is not the bait today, but maggots. Well, that's a superb roach. That is an absolutely superb roach. That's a really, really nice fish. Has he swallowed the hook? Not too far down. Got to get the disgorger. Oh, wait a minute. I think the hook's just come out. Yeah, it has. That is a superb roach. Look at that. Any angler would be pleased with that. That's a cracking fish. Right, let's hope we get some more now. It's been a tough morning, I blanked. One big carp lost, but hey, let's get going. 3 maggots on a size 14 barbless hook. Lovely. Pleased with that. Not fishing very far out. Get this back in the water. It's a superb fish. That's a nice roach, well worth it. Pleased with that. Yep. Right guys. Oh, I'm getting bites. So, but I'm only fishing a bit further out than the Canadian geese. Good old mag. Carp on, guys. We've got a carp. I've got to get this other rod in. Get this out of the way. At last, guys, a carp. This rod, left-hand rod, just shot off. I heard it scream out. Oh, here we go. Here we go, guys. All is not lost, as I said before. All is not lost. And on my new rod. So I was putting it through his paces. It's not a huge carp, but on this big old rod, he hasn't got much of a chance. But at least it's a carp. Yeah. Beast of a rod though, isn't it? Beast of a rod. Oh, he's digging deep. Oh yeah. He's digging deep. I'm sure we'll get a few more as well. This was on the meat, guys. The other two I lost were on maggots. I was pleased with that roach though. Oh, yeah. Oh, ooh, look at that. Oh. He hasn't got much chance on this. I haven't seen if it's a mirror or a common yet. One of the two, I would imagine. I don't know if there's any leather carp in here or not. But I'm enjoying this. I hope you are too. It's just gone 2 o'clock. Oh, it's a common. It's a lovely carp. Very, very nice. Very nice. Common carp. I knew there was some carp in that left-hand bay. They love places like that. That's a nice fish. Yeah. Oh. It's not coming off of this. Yeah, she's there, guys. She's there. Oh. Oh, Jesus. Don't think this fish is very happy about being caught. God, got all the fight in the neck. They had in the bloody water. Jesus. It's a good fish, that. Oh, better late than never, as they say. Yeah. Crikey. That's it. gosh, do they ever keep still? Right, that's a cracking. So, right, we're all settled down again now. Floats back out between there, just in the shadow of that dip in the trees. I can see it between them. Carp rod's back out, and I'm fishing literally a single piece of meat on a big size 4 hook just underneath this overhanging tree here. That's a great area for carp, so just put a big piece of meat on or something and just leave it there. Keep nice and quiet and you'll get 1 or 2 out. There's carp out here in the middle, but the margins, as long as you're quiet, will always pay off for at least 1 fish. Almost guarantee it, as long as you're nice and quiet. Keeping regular bait going in to my float swing, not where the meat is. Just leave that piece of meat alone. For carp sniffing around, he'll find it and he'll have it. So I've just got the ground bait here. So you've got a mixture of robin red pellets. You've got a mixture of hemp seed in there, guys. Red and white maggots, but I'm only using red on the hook, so they seem to be quite successful. You've got yellow maggots in there as well, but the bait's nice and fluffy, ideal for shallow water. Just squeeze it together. It's a little bit dry, needs a drop more water in it, but we will roll into a ball, and then just throw 1 ball in every sort of 20 minutes or so, just to keep the fish interested. Okay. Sun's in and out behind the clouds, but to me conditions they're better than they were this morning. I think there's more chance to get a few more fish. It's 2:30. I'm here till about 8 o'clock, so more action to come from Bond Lake. We're in again, guys. Another carp. I've got to try and get this other rod in. Oh dear. This is not going to be easy. Oh, I'll promise you some action. We're getting it now. Oh. I've got to get this in. I've got to get this out of the way. Hey, the other thing is, guys, this is a barbless hook, so I have to keep the pressure on, because if I don't, there's a good chance it will just slip the hook. It's another nice common. Definitely in that corner. Definitely in that corner. Hooked on the beast. It's digging in the bottom there. There's no snags down here. Heading towards the platform, which we don't want. But this rod, I don't have to worry too much. It's got so much power in it. Oh, that's a nice fish. Look at this. See if we can bring it in nice and carefully. Look at this guy. Whoa, look at this. Look at this fish. Have a look at this, guys. This is a stonker. I'll backwind on it a little bit for you. Now, the fish in those ponds are great fun, but the fish here, oh, that's a big fish. Look at this. That is I don't even, to be honest, I'm not even sure if it's going to fit in the net. I don't know if this will go in the net, you know. Let's see if we can. slipped in there quietly. I've got to float back round it. Oh, it's woken up now. Oh, jeebus. God, gross. Look at this. Oh, why they flap so much in the net? Oh, gross. It's got tangled around my throat, I think, or has it? Yeah. Oh, God, what a mess. Yeah, it's got a float line around it. Oh, crikey. That's a good fish. That's a really good fish. Didn't want to get the float round it though. Oh, Struth. Oh, this is a bit of a mess here, guys. I've got to get this fish on the unhooking mat. Fish always comes first. I didn't get the other rod in time. Oh. Struth. Just look at that. Look at that. What a beast. Oh, this is the last cast, guys. Oh, what a day. I'm exhausted. But it has been partially a failure and partially successful. Not a complete failure. A couple of good fish. The third one, unfortunately, you didn't see. But that's the way it goes. 3 carp, 1 roach. Definitely could have done better. It's been very hot today. Not been easy. But then if it was easy every single time, why would we bother? Feeling pretty wrecked. Got lots of birds around me. Oh dear. It's a lovely evening, nice sunset. The carp was spectacular, weren't they? They really were quite something. Very, very solid fish. Good meaty fish. Strong. I'd like to come back here again one more time before it gets colder, see if we can get some more out, because they really are exceptional fish. But who knows where the next adventure is going to take us? We don't know, but it won't be long, that's for sure. So from Bomb Lake at Berry Hill, I hope you enjoyed this, and tight lines, and I'll catch you soon. Bye bye.